oppression, inhuman lockdown, and military siege faced by the innocent people in the Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. It is a matter of grave concern that the situation in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir continues to deteriorate due to the brutal military crackdown by Indian occupation forces. Pakistan strongly condemns the ongoing state terrorism and extrajudicial killings of innocent Kashmiris in so-called cordon and search operations in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Despite the surge in COVID-19 cases in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the occupation forces continue their relentless campaign of oppression and brutalization of the Kashmiri people. Innocent Kashmiris are being martyred in fake encounters and phony cordon and search operations. In an inhuman practice, even the mortal remains of those martyred are not being handed over to their families. Thousands of Kashmiri men, women, and children are taking to the streets to protest against Indian brutalities and to let the world community know that they reject Indian illegal occupation. Since yesterday, the Indian occupation forces have again completely shut down the internet in the Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir after the life of another local Kashmiri resistance fighter was taken in a so-called encounter. There are reports of Indian security forces firing pellet guns and live bullets on peaceful protesters, killing at least one innocent Kashmiri and wounding scores of others. These Indian actions are highly condemnable. India must realize that it cannot break the will of the Kashmiri people and suppress their indigenous resistance movement through the use of force. The intensified resistance in the Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir is a direct consequence of Indian campaign of oppression and brutalization of the Kashmiris. We also categorically reject, once again, the baseless Indian allegations of infiltration, which are designed to divert attention from India's grave human rights violations in the occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and to create a pretext for a false flag operation. While sensitizing the international community about such a possibility, we have consistently urged India to refrain from any ill-considered and irresponsible move, which could have serious implications for peace and security in the region. Pakistan once again calls upon the international community to take notice of the situation and hold India accountable for its illegal actions, which are imperiling peace and stability in South Asia. We also urge the world community to work for ensuring the peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the UN Security Council resolutions and the wishes of the Kashmiri people. Separately, as you are aware, President of Pakistan, Dr. Arif Alvi, represented Pakistan at the special online summit of heads of state and government of the non-allying movement convened by its chair, Azerbaijan, on the theme, United Against COVID-19. Addressing the summit, the President of Pakistan gave the national perspective on measures taken to mitigate and respond to COVID-19 and the socio-economic challenges arising from this pandemic. Pakistan's national response includes targeted approach of containment, strengthening health system, and financial support to individuals and small businesses who are vulnerable. President, stressing that the crisis should be converted into opportunity, President Alvi underscored the importance of a holistic response to COVID-19 with broader development dimensions taken along with addressing the health system challenges. During the past week, the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, held telephone conversations with his counterparts from Oman, Bahrain, Iran, Switzerland, Finland, and New Zealand. In these discussions, the Foreign Minister stressed upon the need for joint bilateral efforts to mitigate the economic impact of COVID-19 pandemic, especially for the developing countries. In this context, he also highlighted the significance of Prime Minister's global initiative for debt relief and the resonance it had gained with international donors and international financial institutions. In the wake of COVID-19 outbreak and as part of our collective national effort, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and our missions abroad continue to provide our overseas communities with relief and assistance wherever required. Repatriation of our nationals also continues as per the comprehensive and phased plan developed in coordination with all stakeholders. Our embassies and consulates around the world are working round the clock and 7 days a week in this relief and repatriation effort. As part of the fourth phase of repatriation plan between the 1st to the 5th of May 2020, through 6 special PIA flights, 1,122 Pakistani nationals were brought back from Dubai, 252 from Qatar, 111 from Bahrain, 252 from Sudan, which also included 214 Tablighi Jamaat members, 221 from Kenya, 273 from the UK, 40 from Sri Lanka, 132 from the Republic of Korea, and 56 Pakistani nationals from 5 European countries, including the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, Hungary, and Switzerland. In addition to this, in the last few days, 193 Pakistani nationals have been repatriated from India through the Wagah-Atari crossing point. We thank all these governments and their authorities for their cooperation in facilitating a smooth repatriation of our nationals. So far, from 21st of March to 6th May 2020, 19,329 of our nationals have returned home safely from different countries around the globe. This also includes 762 members of the Tablighi Jamaat who were stranded in different countries, as well as 868 prisoners. The number of Pakistani nationals still awaiting repatriation in different countries is 108,592. Plans for their smooth and safe repatriation are also underway, and they will be brought home according to the plan made. Thank you.